Let's start with the first question. So our first problem is, write a program to add two numbers. It is a very simple question. So make sure to pause this video and try to solve it. So let's jump into Jupyter Notebook. To add two numbers, we need two variables in which we will store two values. So let's take a variable a, which is equals to 10, and another variable which is equals to 20. So to add both the values, we have to take another variable, which is c, so c is equals to a plus b. Let's print the variable c. So our output is 30. We can also use the print function to directly print a plus b. As I already explained, we can also take input from the user. So instead of these, type. Enter your first number, and enter your second number. We can also change this print statement to make it better for the user. First, we use print statement to write. Here's your result. Second, we use print statement to print the variable. Or we can merge these two print statements into one. Let's write print, then we can write a string which is, here's your result. Then we have to use a comma and we can write our variable. So, will this program execute? So the answer is yes, but our expected output will be different. Let's see. When we run this, let's type 6, then 9. So our output is 69. So what happened here? These two are strings, as I already told you. When we add two strings, they just merge or join with each other. So to convert these strings into a number or an integer, we will use typecasting. So before the input, we have to write int function, then start with a bracket, and at end, we have to close that bracket. If you don't remember how to do typecasting, then you can replay this video again. For this too, do the same thing. Type int function because it is a string too. So let's run it again. Let's type 6, then 9. So this is our output. So our second question is, write a program to find the average heights of 3 students. So we can find the average using the average formula, which is sum of all the observations divided by the number of observations. So let's take our first variable, student 1, and let's take the input from the user itself. So to take input, first we have to write int function because we are taking a number or an integer value. Then we use input to take input from the user. Then we can write anything to make it display for the user. So let's write, enter the height of student 1 in centimeters. So we are going to do the same for the remaining two variable. Student 2, then write int, then write input, enter the height of student 1 in centimeters. Similarly, we will do the same for student 3. So to write a formula, we have to use another variable. So let's take a variable name formula, which is equals to, so start with an open parenthesis, then write student 1 plus student 2 plus student 3, then close the parenthesis. So this is the sum of observations. To use division, we are going to use a backslash. Then we have to write a number of observation, which is 3 because the number of students are 3. And let's print the variable named formula. Pro tip, you can use a shortcut key, which is Control plus Enter, to run the program. So it is asking the user that, enter the height of student 1 in centimeters. Let's type 173 for student 2, 183. For student 3, 163, so it gives our output 173, which is our average height. Our third question is, check the data type of the variable named formula in the previous question. Make sure to comment down below if you know the answer. For those who don't know the answer, it's okay. So let's check it. We use type function to check the data type of a variable. So this gives us float, because when we divide two numbers, there is a possibility that the resultant will be in a decimal or float value, so this is why it returns a float value. You can also use typecasting to convert it to an integer by using int before this formula. Our next question is, what will be the output of this program? I know this question is a little tricky, so you can pause this video, and I will give you 2 hints is solve the inside first, and the second hint is Boolean will return true if the integer number is positive or negative. So, guys, try to solve it. As I already told you, we have to solve the inside first. So, when we convert an empty string into a Boolean type, it returns false. So, the brackets will be false. And when we convert Boolean into an integer, remember I taught you that Boolean will return true if the integer number is positive or negative. And if the integer number is 0, then it will return false. So when we typecast false into an integer value, it will return us 0. I hope you understand. So our fifth and last problem is, write a program to change any float number entered by the user into an integer. First, we are taking a as our variable, then we have to take input from a user using the input function. So let's write float, then input, then we can write in a string to display that. Enter your number in float, then we have to type cast this variable into int. So let's take another variable b, which is equals to int a. So we are first converting the value, which is stored in variable a, then we are converting it into an integer value and storing it in a b variable. So let's print the variable a. Let's run this program. So let's write 36.99 and press enter. So our output is 36. So that was it for this chapter. Please make sure to subscribe, like, and share this video. I hope you guys are doing it side by side, and I guess you all understand today's chapter. If you have any queries, make sure to comment on in this video. See you in the next video.